Welcome, my name is Cambam the Low Man, and what I'm going to be doing on this channel is mainly audio storytelling of stories that I have come up with that I just needed a creative outlet for. The first story I have to tell will be relatively long, so I'm going to do it in parts. It is called Pillars, and it is about a man named Collin and a series of events that he found himself tangled up in. Please enjoy and leave some feedback in the comments section. My name is Collin, and some time ago, I made a living purchasing and developing property to support my beautiful wife Emma and a 6-year-old daughter named Tessa. One July afternoon, on my way to my daughter's dance recital, I had stopped to look at a piece of property that was listed for sale at an extraordinary price. This lot consisted of 27 acres of partially cleared land, alongside a large 2-story home that was at least 100 years old. The driveway to this property was almost completely overgrown, as if no one had been there in quite some time. After a slow trip down the driveway, I finally reached the front of this massive home. As my car comes to a stop and I get out, I begin to sweat almost immediately from the July heat on this day. There was very little breeze, and this part of the land had been cleared extensively, just leaving the massive home standing in front of me. I carefully walk up the steps to the large wraparound porch and approach the massive French doors leading to the front entrance of this house. I can't spend too much time here, so once entering the home, I head straight upstairs where there are 2 large bedrooms with high ceilings, along with a handcrafted wood trim throughout. After spending a few minutes exploring upstairs, I found a second stairwell. I followed it down and come out right behind the kitchen. This kitchen was massive. It had tons of cabinets and storage spaces, but what really caught my eye was one particular door in the back of the kitchen. Upon opening this door, I find what appears to be either an old spice room or a pantry. As I stepped into this room, the hardwood floors here creaked for a second before a loud snap. Next thing I know, I'm falling 10 or 15 feet. After a moment of trying to gather myself, I'm finally able to clamber to my feet, and I am now standing in a cool, damp cavern of some sort, with no way back up. I can hear water dripping from the ceilings around me in this low-lit, muggy cavern. With no way back into the building above, I decide to wander down this tunnel for a while, and after about 15 minutes of wandering, I notice that it seems to be going down deeper. Upon following this incline down, I begin to see what appears to be a larger room with some sort of light emitting from it. Once entering this chamber, the first thing that catches my attention is a large 10-sided platform with some sort of runes or symbols in the corners. The walls appear to be stained with what appears to be long since dried up blood. The only light in the room appears to be emanating from the symbols atop the platform. I step a little closer to try to get a look at these symbols, and as I attempt to wipe away some of the dust and debris from the surface of the platform, the moment my hand touches the surface, it feels as if I am being thrust forward at an incomprehensible speed, and after about 2 or 3 seconds of this, I come to a sudden, jarring stop. I am now in a completely different, much hotter room than the previous one, and as I attempt to orient myself, I notice that on the walls of this chamber appears to be molten rock flowing down the walls and disappearing beneath the stone below. As I try to catch my breath, the smell and taste of sulfur almost burns my nose and mouth. Where am I? What just happened? Shortly after I said this, the room began to tremble as a loud, booming voice echoed throughout the chamber.
You are here because I wanted you to be. You were brought to my prison the moment your hand touched that
Frightened a little bit, I ask this haunting voice, "Why have you brought me here?"
Many years ago, a group of people that called themselves Pillars were able to corner me in this cavern. 10 in total. Each pillar was able to attach a link of my chain to their soul. And for centuries now, I have been unable to leave this cave. So I brought you here to help me be free of these shackles.
And why would I help you, I ask?
Simply because you have no choice. Look around. Do you see an exit to this chamber?
Even if I did want to help you, I would have no idea how. This is all very new to me.
Each link is attached to a soul, and that soul must be extinguished.
So you're asking me to go out and kill 10 people? I cannot do that. I have a family that needs me.
I can take care of your family for you. You need not worry.
And how exactly are you going to do that when you're chained up here in this cave?
I have enough strength to make sure that they have all that they need. And once I'm free, I will grant you the riches you need to never work again. Do we have a deal?
I suppose we have a deal. It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Very well. Please step forward and touch the wall in front of you.
As I step forward and do what this entity is telling me, once again I feel a thrust. But this time it is not forward, but more of an upward motion. And within a second, I go from burning up and sweating to soaking wet, floating among a large pond. I can barely see the roof of the house that I was checking out earlier. Once I get out of the pond, I begin to make my way back towards my car, where I keep a change of clothes in case I get dirty while out working. Once I arrive back to my car, I take my shirt off, and I notice that on my arms there are 10 tattoos, 5 on each arm. This is curious because I did not previously have any tattoos. Nevertheless, after changing clothes, I get back in the car and I rush home, so I can get a shower before I have to leave again. As I make it home and approach the front door, my key doesn't seem to want to work, so I knock on the door a few times, and after about 30 seconds or so, Emma, my wife, opens the door and says, "Hello, can I help you?" I respond by saying, "Yes, dear, I need to come in and take a shower." To which she responds, "Who are you?" Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. I hope to have part 2 completed soon, so subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part. And again, if you want to leave feedback, please comment down below. See you soon.